Yo, 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 what's up, y'all? Glory to God, man. I just had something I want to talk to y'all about today that has come up because of the new Broken Chains application that went live on the website. I think it went live maybe yesterday, but then I brought it to some of our leaders' attention today for some feedback. And some people read something that before we were able to make any changes that we from the feedback we'd gotten. And so I wanted to come on here and address that because I had a couple of phone calls, and I talked to some people that said they had a couple of phone calls. And let me start by saying, look, first, man, if if you've got a problem with something I'm doing or with the leadership of Broken Chains, man, I've made it more than clear that my phone number is readily available, man. You can call me. So the thing not to do is to call somebody else and complain about me or I mean, I understand if you're going to call your brother, your sister, get some feedback, and have some dialogue about stuff. That's not what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about why, we don't need to be uh, disenfranchised or upset. Um, and when what I believe is I'm pouring out what God is pouring into me for all of you. And the truth is, now get this right, man. So I don't want anybody to miss this. You can't pour new wine into old wineskins, right? So God is working in Broken Chains, man. I mean, has been now for some time in making about and bringing about some changes. And so let me get right to the meat of the subject. So in the new application at the bottom, in real bold letters, it said that although we are a Christian organization, you do not have to be a Christian to be a member. Okay, get all of that now. I just said it. It said, although we are a Christian organization, you do not have to be a Christian to be a member. And so when I got the first phone call about it this morning, I was a little confused because that's been the standard from the start. We have never required anybody to be a Christian to be a member of Broken Chains, right? I mean, the requirement is that used to be that you had to be plugged into Celebrate Recovery. Do you got to be a Christian to be plugged into Celebrate Recovery? Absolutely not. No, in fact, what I love about the 12 steps, and I'm a 12-step recovery guy, and we have opened our membership to other recovery processes. I don't know how you say processes, but I'll expand on that more here before I get off of here. But what I love about the 12-step process is accepting Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior is not step one. No, it's step three. Because you see, some people are just not there. But if we open our arms, we open our hearts and our minds, and we embrace those people, we'll get them there. We'll get them there. And so from the very start, so anybody that saw that and mistakenly got upset this morning or today, make no mistake, from the very start, that was not a requirement to be a part of Broken Chains. And let me tell you about one of the highlights of my entire life, man. I think it was 2018. I was in San Diego, California. David Kane was with me. We were with Lisa Rivera and Big Roy, and we were riding, man, and we were having a beautiful day. And we went to there's like this ride up this hill, man, where there's this huge cross and this beautiful view of the entire city. And I'll never forget sitting on the the steps looking out over the beauty of San Diego, and I got a call from one of our members down in Myrtle Beach to tell me that one of our other members in Myrtle Beach had accepted Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. Man, that was one of the best memories that I have in my memory bank, man, in my stored up memories to make me smile when I need to smile. So that's what I'm telling people. So man, when people saw that on the new application process on the bottom, it was highlighted. We've taken that off there because look, I don't need it highlighted on the application process. I need it highlighted in our leaders' hearts and minds. Is that people don't have to be Christians to join Broken Chains. They have to commit to our core values. That's also on the application. On the new application, if you haven't seen it, go to the website, check it out. And our core values would be acceptance, authenticity, and accountability. And so the truth is, if somebody's not a Christian, man, and they want to join Broken Chains, and they know what we're all about, then they're gonna get to Jesus, right? Because that's what we're all about. We're all about outreach. We're all about getting outside of the church. We're all about loving on people outside of the church. Hold on one second. That's Pamela. Hey, sweetheart, I'm right in the middle of a Facebook Live. Okay. So, you never know with Pamela, right? I got to get it. So anyway, where was I? Oh, so the thing is, if people want to join Broken Chains, it's because as a whole, we appeal to them. We look appealing. And why do we look appealing? Because we found hope and freedom in Jesus Christ. And so we are an outreaching organization, man. And by the loads, man, we grow into more outreaching every day. That's what we want to do more of, is love on people who are not Christians, right? In fact, if all your friends are Christians, man, you ain't impacting the world for the cause of Christ, right? So we got to be around people that are not Christians. But anyway, so we'll expand on those core values, right? Acceptance. That's the first core value. So we say acceptance is a core value because we accept everybody that wants to be a part of what we're doing, right? And then authenticity. That's a second core value. That means you got to get real. You got to be real, man. If you want to be a part of this thing, you got to be real. And if you're real, then you're jacked up. I mean, look, I would venture to say we got a bunch of Christians or a bunch of people in the church that are not saved. Probably a lot of them don't think they are. But it's been a head decision, not a heart decision. Scripture says, believe in your heart God raised him from the dead. You see, and then so we have acceptance. So we're going to love on people, right? Then we have authenticity. See, they're going to see through our authenticity. Look, I've had people argue and say, man, well, you know what? This other Christian motorcycle group, they don't allow people that have this in their past or that in their past. Well, you know what? The truth is they have those people. The people are they just don't tell them because they're afraid to tell them. But we've learned through the recovery process that we can be authentic. So acceptance, authenticity, and then accountability, right? Because when you become part of the family, then we hold each other accountable to a higher standard. I've had people say, well, Jeff, Broken Chains members, they don't earn their patch, they buy them. Well, I guess there's an argument for that. But the truth is, I view it more as something we live up to, right? Just like Christianity. We earn it. We can't earn it. We can't earn our salvation. We can't earn God's love. We just have to accept it, man. But once we accept it, then it becomes something that we live up to. And so I just want everybody to know my heart. So when you read or, because let me tell you what, the devil will get in there and twist this stuff up. He's the father of lies. The devil would want nothing more than you to say, oh, Jeff's just trying to grow broken chains. He's letting anybody in. No, man. No, I'm trying to live out what God has poured into me, and that's to have my arms open wide. Wide. Because people need the love and the freedom, man, that we have that are available to them. And so, look, that's never been our rule from day one, that you had to be a Christian. And I have people say, well, if they're not a Christian, they join, they're going to live any old. Well, you know what? Why would somebody want to join if they don't want what we have, right? The truth is, we've been around for 9 years, it'll be 10 years next year. Mind-boggling to me. And we've had a minuscule amount of problems. Look, we're a recovery group. I would have thought that we would have had trouble with people relapsing, wearing their patches in bars, drinking, doing all that. And we have had a minuscule amount of that. But the truth is, from the start, when we made the covenants, man, for people, I said, look, man, this ain't a motorcycle club. I used to be in a motorcycle club. I used to be one of those guys that showed up at your house with a shotgun, man, and took your patch back. I said, man, we can't do that, so what do? And we prayed. We said, well, we're going to come up with this covenant. And the covenant isn't between the member and me or the member and the organization. The covenant is between the member and God. Because we let God police this thing, right? We let God take care of this thing. And what does the truth say? The truth says that he works all things together for the good for those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. All things. God has blessed our organization in an amazing way. And so when somebody sees something like this, man, or they hear something like this and they're concerned about it, call me, right? Because ultimately I'm the shepherd. I'm the top shepherd of Broken Chains, man. I'm just a servant. I'm here to serve you. But I can pastor you through those moments. And I've had to do that for a couple of people over the phone today. And I thought, what's the best way for me to reach everybody with my heart about that? Let's see, Barry Bledsoe, I guess, says, I guess that would be no different than saying you had to be fully recovered to be a part of CR. That's right, man. I mean, what if we had a table sitting up outside of our church and we said, well, if you're not saved, you can't come in today, but if you'll accept Jesus Christ, we can let you in. The problem is we'd have a bunch of false professions, or we would turn people away and hurt them. See, when I meet a guy, man, and he says, you know what, man, I need a community, but I'm not sure about that yet. Then I say, well, you know what? You can become a part of our community. And at some point, you will be sure about that. Right? I mean, isn't that what we want ultimately? Isn't that what we want? Isn't that, if you're a Broken Chains member, isn't that what you want? Man, to be reeling in lost people, to be opening the corral, man, and getting the sheep into a place where they feel comfortable and accepted and loved on, man. Because you know what? We can't make them accept Jesus to join Broken Chains. But if we'll let them join Broken Chains, we can love them to Jesus. We can love them to Jesus, man. And look, like I said, go check out the new application process, man. I mean, we're not throwing out any standards, man. I mean, the truth is recovery is our standard. Recovery in Jesus Christ is our standard. But it comes, I'm finding out, man, in a lot of different forms. It's not just Celebrate Recovery. It's not just Recovery Alive. You know, I want to train to be a smart recovery facilitator. Man, that's not a 12-step program, but I see people finding recovery. Look, I've come to realize that there are people in my church that are spiritually and emotionally mature who have never been through a recovery process. Not that you and I would identify. They have been through a discipleship process. They've been through a sanctification process, man. And so I would say, you know, we've argued for years that if recovery is great discipleship, then I would say that great discipleship is recovery. So when I meet people in my church that have found hope and freedom in Jesus Christ, they're recovery people. Bam. And they're eligible to join Broken Chains because they have found hope and freedom in Jesus Christ through the recovery process, because they are proponents of the Christ-centered recovery process. Get a hold of that, y'all, man. Look, if something ain't making sense to you, let it resonate, man. Listen to this. Let it resonate, man. Think about it, man. I want you to think about this because, look, the easy thing for me to do would be to just leave things alone, let things be, quit making changes. But God said, I can't pour new wine into old wineskins. We've got to be pliable. We have to be flexible. We have to be open. We have to be willing to consider that we might not know what we think we know. I don't want Broken Chains to become the organization that Jeff Stoltz wants it to be. I don't want Broken Chains to become the organization that Tara Tucker wants it to be, or Jay Woody, or Super Dave Rogers, or John Mann, or Scott DiStefano, or Sherry Robato. No. What I want Broken Chains to be is the organization that God would have it to be. And man, let me tell you, that rudder, man, it's a heavy rudder to steer. And if you think that I'm hoodooing you, or that I'm in it for the wrong reasons, or that I'm making money, or any of those crazy ideas that some people have, then maybe you don't need to be in it. Maybe I'm not the guy. Because you know what? I need you to follow me. Like Paul said, follow me as I follow Christ. That's not conceited. That's not saying that I'm all that. That's saying that God has anointed me to do this. God is pouring into me and expects me to pour back out to you. And if you're a part of Broken Chains, man, I need you to be open to that. And if you got a problem with me, or you got a problem with something, call me, man. Let me pastor you through it. Or maybe you could bring something to my attention that I'm not seeing, you know. But I tell you what, I know that one day, let me tell you, man, one day I'm going to be standing in front of God, being held accountable for every decision I've made. And I take that very seriously, right? So I'm not going to make a decision to please you, because God, that's not what God expects from me. God's not going to say, okay, well, I'm glad you made that decision that Don wanted you to make, or that Barry wanted you to make, or that Pamela wanted you to make. No, God's going to say, well done, because you made the decision that I needed you to make, no matter what it cost. Even though it was hard, even though it was heavy, even though it was tough to turn the ship, to steer the rudder in the direction that I would have you steer it in. So I hope that some of you have heard my heart today about this membership thing, man. No, you don't have to be a Christian to be a member of Broken Chains, but you will be eventually if you join Broken Chains. because because that's what we're all about, man. But let me tell you, we don't have writing members, associate members, and non-Christian members. We don't have a whole arm of non-Christian members, man, because that ain't how it works, man. That ain't what we're about. All we're saying is, man, come to me, all of you who are weary and heavy laden. Come to me. All of you who are tired, worn out with religion, come to me and you will recover your life. That's what Jesus said in Matthew 11:28. He said, are you tired, worn out, burned out on religion? Come to me. Get away with me and you will recover your life. People need what we have. And if we hold non-Christians at arm's length, we may never be able to get them what we have. We need to become all things to all people so that by all possible means we might save some. That's right. And if in our lack of responsibility, if you want to call it that, we allow a bad seed in. Happens, right? Happens in church, happens in recovery, happens in families. Happens, man. But let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to trust God. I'm going to trust God to lead this organization, man. And I'm going to ask you to follow me as I follow him. You know, when God does something like this, he doesn't pour out vision to 100 different people. No, he picks somebody. And I don't know why he picked me. I mean, if I hadn't accepted, he would have picked somebody else, man. He would have moved right on and had somebody else do it. But he picked me, man, and I've been faithful to it. Been faithful to it for almost 10 years now. Faithful to the point of pain and ridicule and financial ruin. Man, I have lost everything at some point since starting Broken Chains. But I've been faithful, man. I've been faithful to what God has called this organization to be. I've been faithful to what God has called me to do. And God, gratefulness. Somebody must have pulled in. Well, come on, boy. Family must be home. I've been faithful to what God has called me to do. Hey, sweetheart. Say hey to everybody.
Hey, everybody. Howdy.
So I'm going to let you guys go, but I really wanted to address that because I want people to know why, man. We don't want to make it hard to become a member of Broken Chains. And I'm not saying that because we just want to have a recruiting day. No. I say we don't want to make it hard to become a member of Broken Chains because we want people to become a part of this community where they're going to realize and find the love and the hope and the freedom that are available in Jesus Christ. Just like Christianity, right? It's not hard to become a Christian, man. But when you become a Christian, it's something you live up to. So we don't want to make it hard to become a member of Broken Chains. We want people to join, and we want it to become something amazing that they want to live up to. So look, if you have any questions, man, if you have any concerns, hit me up, man. Give me a call. I'm talking a little slow right now. I still got these blood clots in my lungs, and I appreciate your prayers and all the above. Pamela's going in for some tests tomorrow, so I appreciate your prayers for her. I'm still waiting for some testing for my throat that I'm still dealing with, but man, God's got it, right? His grace is sufficient, so we'll get through. But in the meantime, man, share this video, man. Let's get it out there. let's get it out there that the broken chains is about love. It's about love, right? You say, well, I thought it was about Jesus. Well, Jesus is love. So we are about love. We are all about love. And you don't have to be a Christian to join Broken Chains. But once you join Broken Chains, you're going to end up a Christian at some point. That's right. So I love y'all, man. Thank you for listening to me ramble a little bit today. I've been on here almost 30 minutes. I'm gonna let you go, and I hope something I've said, man, has pierced your heart and your mind, and will help you to just be the people that God has called you to be, to call us to be, right? If you got any questions, hit me up. I love y'all.
Let me show them this.
Watch out, Pam. I want to show you something.
Look what I got. It's called a pink pineapple. I've never had one. So, I don't know what it's going to taste like, but maybe it's good.
Maybe it's not.
Maybe it's not.
I love y'all, man. If you need anything, hit a brother up.